All right. Well, boys, do you guys want to do the Western Conference here first because we already did the one Western Conference matchup there?
Sure.
See, I am down.
Alrighty. Well, as it stands now, so the Kings won in overtime.
Oh,
That means that they will be. That's crazy, actually, because they were up 3-1.
Oh,
Regardless, though, that means that they're playing the Oilers. Edmonton versus the Oilers, or sorry, Edmonton versus the Los Angeles Kings,
e-
and this is the third time in a row that they're going to be playing each other. What are your guys' thoughts on this one? Like, Kings went out there, they tried to improve. They went to go get PLD, and they said goodbye to Velarde and Iafallo. Looks like to be one of the worst decisions of all time. So,
goddamn PLD.
it's up there with the OEL deal. I'll say that.
I want eight
Guy
and a
is
half mil for that guy.
he does not care. You put him in
No.
LA, man. He's just vibing now.
So yeah, we'll start with Gunny here. What do you think about this matchup? I'm pretty excited to see this one. I know my dad is too because he absolutely hates the Oilers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people complain a lot about the format, just like every team facing each other like again and again. But like, come on, third time in a row, like it's pretty electric. I assume Ev's tearing his
Mhm.
hair out. Like this, like
Yeah.
he does not want this. Like it's gonna be awful. I'm just going strictly off plot and story. I think LA finally overcomes Edmonton. I think that 1-3-1. There's a reason that we were so scared of it. Like there's a bit of logic there. Like man, it is so horrendous to play against. Stuart Skinner just let in 5 as well, like real quick.
Why did they play Stuart Skinner game 82?
They're gonna go Picard game 1. I've heard. I believe in LA more. I just think
Yeah.
hmm
something happens. I think game 7 too. I think it'd be such a close series.
Mm-hmm.
And game 7, LA takes it. Finally beats Edmonton after 3 years.
Brabby, what do you got?
Same boat. Game 7. I'm taking the LA Kings, man. I think Edmonton I think just with the year Edmonton's had, I feel like they might be a little bit more in their heads than they usually are. And that LA team, like, yeah, they're annoying to play against and all that, but like, man, that's a pretty solid hockey team. And I just don't think Edmonton has like the defense that's going to be able to keep up with the Kings. And so yeah, I'm rooting for your dad's team. Let him know.
He'll be
Well,
hearing this.
yeah, he listens to the pod.
Yeah, he
Oh
Shout
yeah.
out Eric, all right? Go Kings, go for that one series.
Yeah, I gotta say for the Oilers, as we all know, it's cup or bust, right? Like, yeah. So they have McDavid. He gets 100 assists this year, becomes the fourth player to do so. That's incredible. You have Draisaitl, who's an absolute monster in the playoffs. These two guys are a two-headed monster. I think they're doing the same thing that Vancouver was doing and coasting a little bit because they had the matchup. They knew what they were going into. Either way, if they got Vegas or LA, they knew it was going to be a battle. They're going to have their heads down. They're going to have home ice advantage, and Edmonton is going to be ready for the LA Kings. That
Mhm.
being said, Kings in 6. They have Kopitar,
Yeah.
Doughty. I don't know, man. You know what I think is going to happen? Actually, game by game, quickly here. I think the Kings are going to stun the Edmonton fans. I think they're going to take both in Edmonton. I think Edmonton's going to sneak one out on the road. And I think the end of this is going to be LA home, game 6, and they're going to close it out.
Wow.
Watch. Keep your eyes open for Kevin Fiala.
I thought you were gonna go with Edmonton, and then you're gonna get a text from your dad saying like I'm putting you up for adoption.
No, I just Canucks. It took them 3 seasons to beat the Blackhawks. I'm kind of going off of vibes on that. This is like the Kings monster again. They prepared for this. Who knows? Maybe Dubois has been coasting the whole year because he's preparing for this.
Dude,
He's gonna Mark Stone their
I
ass.
don't know. I feel like people have been saying that for his whole career. Like, he just doesn't like Columbus. He just doesn't like Winnipeg. Just going, he's just waiting for playoffs. Like, if you're telling me one player, like we always talk about playoff performers. If you want one player, I don't think it's a playoff performer. PLD.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a performer. He's just, he's just
I,
there.
I think he finds the next level, but it's a level down. I think he just can look even more invisible.
And quickly too, I didn't even mention his name, but Philip Deneau is an absolute shutdown specialist.
Yeah.
We can't be shouting out Philip to know if we want this to be less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Fair enough. My apologies.
I do like the guy though. My go-to pickup on LA.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, and Quentin Byfield. My God,
Oh,
that kid's gonna be a rock star. That kid's gonna be a rock star. Yeah. Okay. Let's
Final
move on
piece,
to
Edmonton. Final piece, Edmonton just doesn't scare me as much as they did in previous years. I feel like there's something stinky about that team, and I can't quite put my finger on it. That's about it.
fair enough. All right. On to the Western Conference winners. The Dallas Stars will be facing the Vegas Golden Knights. Looked like Vegas didn't want the smoke with Edmonton, so they chose to face off against a absolute monster in Dallas.
Yeah,
Krabby, we'll go with you at the start of this one. What are your thoughts on this series, and who do you think's gonna come out on top?
Stars in 4. Mark Stone comes back game 4. It's not enough.
That guy's suiting up game 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly,
No, he
I
is.
still
Like, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed. Like he's. I don't think that. I think they genuinely like not even conspiracy. I think
That's
they do this shit on
re-
purpose.
yeah, that's ridiculous. I'll go like legitimately. I'll probably go Stars in. I'm gonna go Stars in 5.
Really, not a
Dude,
lot of belief in Vegas.
no, not really. I think Anthony Mantha was an absolute wasted pickup, and just it's no disrespect to Vegas too much. I think it's just that Stars team is so sick. Like they're so good, and I really believe in that team. I'm not gonna they're my pick for this year to do the thing. If it's not gonna be Vancouver, it's gonna be
Don't say
Dallas.
that.
But
There's no do the thing teams. Not
Yeah,
when we're in the
there's one.
playoffs. There's literally if we're out of the playoffs, I'm gonna cry and not care.
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I'm taking Stars in 5.
All right,
Right,
Gunny.
you look like you were in pain there. You go first.
Just the Mantha take is absolute dog water there, Krabby.
What do you
He's
mean?
talking about Anthony Mantha's #1 fan out here. Righty,
I'm not saying Anthony Mantha is going to be a complete X factor for them, but like he's a power forward. He's a bit of a beast. Like, don't disrespect him.
That guy
Anyways,
was so bad in every single game I watched him play this year after he got traded there.
oh, so you're a big Mantha fan.
I'm scared.
Um,
Guys honed into Vegas games.
I'm a big
watching it.
hockey fan.
anyways,
What?
I
Okay,
think,
okay. Power forward, right? How many points and hits does Anthony Mantha have this
I
year?
don't
Why
know.
would he know
The
that?
only
Why does he
stat I
have-
know-
But then,
You're-
where's the whole? He's a power forward.
He's
Fucking
just
thing
a
coming
size.
from?
He's a big
Jock
guy,
strap does he
dude.
wear,
What do
Drydy?
you
Tell us
want
right
from
now
me?
if you're a real fan.
What's that, sorry, buddy?
Dude.
Say it again.
Just ask you what size jock strap he wears. It's the only way to really tell if
Oh,
you're a real fan
it's
of Anthony Mantha.
big.
Okay.
Anyways, I just think Mark Stone, Undertaker music's gonna play. He's gonna get up there, do his thing. Dallas Stars are the equivalent of what the Carolina Hurricanes are to the East, I believe, without Gensel. I don't know. There's something about that team. Like they're so deep, but for some reason I'm just not convinced on them. I think it's gonna be a long series. It's gonna be an absolute war. But I think Vegas squeaks this one out in 7.
Ooh.
I'm gonna just agree with you that I'll just jump on. So I think Vegas in 6. I think
Yep.
they're Stanley Cup champions. That's not always all you need, but if there's one team that hasn't been taking the regular season seriously and
Mhm.
goes straight for playoffs and legitimately cheats, like
Yep.
full on cheats to do the best in the playoffs, they're gonna have 10 million over the cap. I have no clue. But
Mhm.
there's a reason this team. This isn't a team that I think just coasts and like they had a bad regular season because they stepped off. I think they do this stuff on purpose. I think they go straight for playoffs. Obviously, a little closer than they would have liked with all
Mhm.
the injuries. I don't think they actually lacerated Mark Stone's spleen, but they definitely do some shady business.
For sure.
Isn't that like a 6-month recovery? Or
I,
something like that.
I can't be a medical doctor out here.
I remember
I have
something
no
like
clue.
that.
I can give my incredibly uneducated opinion on it, but I just think Vegas is born. There's no one on Dallas that really scares me.
I agree.
They do have a lot of depth. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking once at the defenseman points. I don't even know how Thomas Harley. That guy's just been an absolute monster.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's just no one on Dallas that's scaring me. That's like, man, they can take this on. Well, Vegas, man, they've been Vegas for so long.
They picked up Tomas Hurdle, Noah Hannafin, and Pietrangelo is going to be coming back. Mark Stone, they're just scary to me. I think exactly what you're saying. The year that Tampa Bay, it was like, Kucherov, take on the golf courses and come back in the playoffs. That's what they did. That's what they're doing. Yeah,
Every year.
wholeheartedly agree on that. Last West matchup that we have here is the Winnipeg Jets, who actually finished above the standings on Vancouver. Obviously not in the division, obviously, but yeah, they're going to be facing the Colorado Avalanche here. This time we'll go with Gunny. McKinnon finishes the season with 140 points. Absolute monster. Rantanen by his side, followed by Makar. Who do you have in this series?
This is probably the closest one for me. Like
Yeah.
I won't say no answer, but this is close to me. I can see it going either way too. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's game 7 close. I can see one team sweeping the other. I genuinely have no idea on
Yeah.
this series who can do it. Like there's Hellebuck, then there's McKinnon though. Like
Mhm.
those two just scare me. How Winnipeg's done with Kyle Connor, Marshall. I'm just gonna list off. I can just list off players, but I honestly have no clue. I want to say Winnipeg in 7 though.
Mm.
I believe in that team this year. Or well, I believed in them last year actually, and they got smoked. But this year, I really believe in them.
Mhm.
Yeah. They look different this year. I'm gonna go Jets in 6.
I like
That's it.
this.
I have
That's
nothing
fair.
else to
I don't know
add to
why
that.
this series I got like nothing to say, even though
Yeah,
I know Winnipeg
it's
pretty well because that's the team I actually follow. But
yeah.
I just can't point to anything other than Hellebuck really. But I just
Well, you saying that like you could see either team getting swept, like honestly, like I agree. They're both so like evenly matched up. And yeah, just Hellebuck. Hellebuck's insane. Colorado doesn't really have anything that can match that. But then again, if Nathan McKinnon catches fire alongside like
yeah,
Makar, Winnipeg's cooked. And
yeah, that's the whole
it,
thing.
it's going to be a fun series. Any series with McKinnon is always going to be a fun series to watch. But yeah, I'll go Jets in 6.
You know, every series, like maybe outside the Vancouver Nashville one, these teams are just big bodied teams. Like all the Western Conference series are going to be bloodbaths, and this one
Yeah.
is just this one's a terrifying series to look at. That being said, boys, have you guys watched McKinnon this year? When that guy
Yeah, he's
gets his
good, man.
shoulders up and his head down and he skates faster than the goddamn speed of light,
Mm-hmm.
it's a goal every time. This guy's a cheat code in the NHL. They loaded up with Casey Middlestat. They got Nichushkin back. Rantanen's firing on all cylinders. This team is, I think it's going to be a lot closer. Like what you guys are saying. I think it's a really tough matchup, but I just think the Avs are gonna roll here, and I think that I got the Avs in 6.
I think their goaltending is going to give out because their goaltending is not very good to like start off with, man.
That's where McKinnon comes in. He just outscores the problems.
Yeah, if there's
Like,
like as much as
that's
we
basically what we're saying is McKinnon catches fire though. It's
like
a
I
different
don't even
ballgame.
call it catching fire.
No,
McKinnon
it's
plays
just
like
him
McKinnon.
playing.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like
yeah.
his normal state could just win a series for a
Mhm.
team. Like
Yeah.
he is that level of like when I talk about Philip Forsberg can't win a series for you, it's because it's very hard for one player to win a series for you.
This
Yeah.
guy
But
can.
Yeah.
McKinnon
Facts.
can win a series for you. That guy's nuts. Like
Yeah.
seriously. But Winnipeg in 7 still. You got
I
anything
my
East there,
heart
Greg?
wants the Jets, boys. Nothing gets me more fired up when the Canucks are in the playoffs. Winnipeg's whiteout is so cool. Like it's actually such a cool building to watch, and when they cheer, they're loud. It's electric in there. So I'm excited for that series. I think it's going to be great. Over to the Eastern Conference here, boys. We're going to start
Oh,
with
oh boy, this one's
the
gonna have some takes.
battle of
Is it?
Florida here. We got the Florida
Yeah.
Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Florida took the season series 2-1. Oh my God, they destroyed them on February 17th, 9-2 in Tampa Bay. But yeah, Gunny, what are your thoughts on this series? This is going to be another heavy hitter series.
Yeah. It's man, Kucherov first. I gotta shout out his season. If we're gonna shout out McKinnon's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guy's been nasty with it. I still believe in Florida more though. I don't know. Like Tampa really feels like a team on the not on the over. They're over the hill now. I'd say. Like they're still Tampa Bay, but they're in. What did they finish in the?
Wild
They
card.
finished wild card, right? Though
Wild card
sometimes
wasn't
it
in
was
it.
scary where they looked like they were going to make it. Last year they lost to Toronto of all teams. Like, come on. I just I think they're over the hill. I think Florida still like it was. I think that regular season that they had, and then they had that run. I think that regular season was just a fluke, and like this is Florida, and they're a scary goddamn team, especially when Bob's on his top like game. Even without Bob in his team, it's scary. But when he's there, whew, I go Florida in like 5.
Wow. Pravy?
Honestly, I want to say Florida in 4. Yeah, I'll just. I don't have any sweeps. That's the only sweep I have. I'll go Florida sweeps Tampa. Like really put some. And like you know what? Crazy talk. Stamkos doesn't even get signed unless he's already signed. I haven't been following that.
Yeah, he's not signed yet. You're good.
Yeah.
Braddy?
I'm taking Tampa Bay in 7.
Mm.
We're going
Give me a
Tampa
reasoning.
Bay in 7. I do think the over the hill comment. I feel like Tampa still has a chip on their shoulder because not everybody, like, well, not everybody, but like everybody has been saying that now since
Yeah.
they got eliminated by Toronto. Is Tampa's done? They're cooked. Like they're over the hill and stuff. Um, and I just think that like I think with guys like Kucherov and a guy like Stamkos who had a 40-goal season, the biggest what
What side are you on,
Keep going,
Draddy?
buddy.
He's
Keep going.
yeah,
popping off right now on the
right?
camera.
You know, you have Kucherov, you have Stamkos, you have Point, you have Hagel. That's not even bringing up Hedman. And I think the biggest X factor for me in this series is going to be Andrei Vasilevsky. I think Vasilevsky's about to go to playoff Vasilevsky, and I think he's going to do just belligerent numbers. And I think it's going to be a tight series all the way through. And I think Tampa's eventually going to get like a 2-1 win in Game 7 or something like that.
Belligerent is such a rock star word, by the way.
I love it so
It's
much.
a good
I
the
tattooed
way
right here, bro.
the way you implemented it there was just perfect, buddy. That was you basically said all the talking points that I believe. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Come playoff time here, for some reason, I'm just going off of vibes here. Bobrovsky, you're off the case, buddy. It's Vasilevsky's time once again. He's coming off hot, like he's playing good. Kucherov, an absolute menace. I have to go with the same reasoning that I have with Colorado. Like you just can't doubt this guy. Braden Point, ever heard of him?
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I love Braden Point, Draddy. You know, don't ever say that to me.
I
I
know.
love that man.
I will say the one guy that like can really sway this. Two guys and just out of from the last cup run they had. Matthew Tkachuk is going to be an ass in this series, and it's going to be really fun to watch. And Gudas too. You know, you gotta or no, Gudas on Anaheim. What am I saying?
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I don't know.
Oliver Ekman Larson. There you go. That's a defenseman you wanted to
Yeah,
bring up.
that's a
Yeah,
scary guy.
Ekman, scary.
Okay,
But
I
no,
gotta. Okay, you go first.
I was
Finish
just
up
gonna
your-
say I have a weird feeling. I feel a lot of people are just doubting Tampa Bay and throwing them to the wayside and think they're dog water. I got Tampa in 5. Yeah.
Tampa in 5.
Yep.
5
Right, let me
is
read you out this top 6.
crazy.
Barkov, Tarasenko, Reinhardt, Bennett, Verhage, Kachuk.
Yep.
That's their top 6, Draddy.
Ooh.
Like seriously, a Selkie winner. Kachuk, who's finally found his game in the second half. Sam Reinhart, wow. Like Prabby can tell you, that guy's been an absolute monster.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cookie Monster.
That guy, that
cooking
top
all
6
year.
like, is not getting beaten 5. I'll bet this series if you want easily.
This is just my one.
Are you
I got.
Are you okay with my take? Lightning in 7? Like,
Yeah,
is
of
that
course.
one of those?
Yeah, but,
Like that
man,
one, that one.
5.
I think I agree with Denny on
I guess
the
I did just say a
5 part.
sweep, but like
Yeah.
disrespect.
I know I'm gonna
Unless you
disrespect
think
him.
Bob's just unless you like if you just believe Bob's gonna collapse and like
I think
Vasilevsky's
Bob's gonna
gonna-
falter. That's my big thing. I think Vasilevsky's been playing really good down the stretch here, and this is a team that's done it. They know how to do it.
Yeah.
Florida
that's
went on the one
thing.
deep run for sure, but
Yeah.
I just I don't know. You're doubting Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, Hedman, like
Kachuk,
these guys.
Barkov, Reinhardt, Tarasenko,
Not even close.
Verhage,
Have-
not
have-
even close.
Have
But
the
You guys winning the
Panthers
Selkie this
Oh,
year.
sorry,
on top.
I forgot to mention Nick Paul. Whoops. Yeah, just
have the
what a-
Panthers
I'll say Antoine Lundell if we're saying Nick Paul. Like,
have the Panthers ever beaten the Lightning in the playoffs? I just
Have
don't
they?
think it's
Don't think
happened.
so.
Right? I think it's a mental game, and I think the Lightning, once again, like, yeah, chip on their shoulder. People are going to say they're washed and they don't deserve it, all that. I think they're going to use it as fuel. And honestly, I'm hoping for a big series from Tanner Jeannot. I'm hoping
Lightning
we get to
last
see
year
rookie
lost to
Tanner
Toronto.
Jeannot. All right? That's what I want.
They
And
lost
I'm
to
actually-
Toronto last year. Come on.
So?
Florida, after I believed in them in the first round, went all the way to the Cup Finals. What more do you need? All
Yeah,
right?
so you
you
didn't believe in
Panthers.
them. You didn't believe in them. I was
All
going
right,
to let it
boys.
slide.
Yeah, you would let that slide was shocking to me.
No, but I do think I'm actually I hope Tanner Jeannot has a good first first round for them. Dude, think about what you saw for rookie Tanner Jeannot, 20+ goal scorer, blazed the body, was a fighter. What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, good. We're talking way too much about Tanner Jeannot
Yeah,
here. We
okay,
gotta
okay.
get to
I
the
know.
other
Yeah,
series.
I didn't
yeah,
let
yeah,
this guy
move
talk
on,
about
move
Philip
on.
Deneau, but you're not to talk about rookie Tanner Jeannot.
I just said Deneau was a good player. I wasn't going
Yeah, I
on
know.
his-
And I said, yeah, like it was fair, but I
Yeah.
was like, we can't talk that much in depth.
My final
And
thing
then
is
this
gonna
guy
be
goes
Tanner
Tanner
Jeannot is gonna
Jeannot
have big
rookie
series.
season. Like,
Yeah.
Tanner
He's going-
Jeannot is gonna have a big series. And that's it. That's
Okay.
my
X
thing.
Factor, buddy.
Moving
X
on,
Factor.
moving on.
Moving on to another very highly anticipated series,
But
the
again,
Boston Bruins
Oh,
versus the
I'm
Toronto
about to get
Maple
choked
Leafs.
out.
should I do the series for all of us?
Yeah, sure, man.
It's Boston Game 7 overtime. Like it's easy. It's not even a good story because it's obvious, but they just get out. They haven't won in the second round yet.
They
They
swept them this season series too, Boston.
yeah, it's like if a team's ever had a boogeyman, like
The
this
Leafs,
is hilarious. They're facing Boston.
the Leafs
I'm not
haven't.
even gonna name play. I didn't even think about any of the players. Anything else? This storyline writes itself.
The Leafs haven't beat the Bruins in the playoffs since 1959.
So
What?
it's a real year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yikes.
That was 1959 because I was watching Steve Dangle video. 1959 was also the year that the photocopier was first introduced to the
This
world.
guy's learning.
Little fun fact.
Yeah,
Crazy.
this one there's nothing
So
for me to say other
what's
than
the prediction, buddy? Give me a number.
Me?
that. Doesn't want to.
Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah, I'll go Bruins in 7. Bruins in 7. And honestly, here's the thing, right? Bruins in 7. David Pasternak. Let's say 16 points. I think Pasternak's but a num num num. Num num
Wow,
num.
okay. So
16
my
points. I like that.
my take with Mr. Quinn Hughes getting 12, and that's not heinous.
12
Crazy.
and 5, 16 and 7, I guess.
16 and 7 is basically the same.
There's and it's also it's fine.
Anyways, okay, so Boston swept them, boys. I don't know. This is the only thing. Marchand is a little bit older, okay? They don't have the center depth that they've had in years past with Krejci and Bergeron, right? Toronto's goaltending, super suspect, and that might just kill them. But they bulked up, boys. They got Max Domi. They got Tyler Bertuzzi. Matthews is scoring at a crazy clip. They got Mitch Marner, John Tavares. Like, I think their top 6 is better. They just have never performed to their level come playoff time. But I think these guys that they got for the run that they're gonna try to attempt to go on here, I think the Leafs can squeak this one out. I think it'll be very close. I could also see Boston destroying them, like you said. But I'm gonna go Leafs in 7 on this one.
I don't believe in their goaltending. That
I
a good
know,
point
that's
in your mind.
the one
I don't
thing.
believe in it. Also, I don't believe in their defense core either.
I feel like it's weird to say I don't believe in there's nothing to believe in there. There's nothing they've shown to it's not like I don't believe Bobrovsky's gonna hold that in playoffs. Like that's something you could kind of say but you can't really say I don't believe in Samsonov because he's all season he hasn't given you any.
He's had a
reason
really
to.
good run at the end of the season here. I think he was like 18-3-1. Those numbers
Oh,
are off by
God.
like 2 or something. But
That's
yeah,
pretty crazy. Not gonna lie, maybe he does give you something to believe in.
yeah. So I'm just going off of like the top 6, and I just think Leafs are obviously the younger team up there, and they have to learn at some point, man. Like they did last year, and they beat Tampa Bay.
It's the
That's their
funnest part
boogeyman.
about hockey.
This
They
is-
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's my take. I got Leafs in
Wait,
7
what was
on
your
this one.
what was your
Huh?
What was your prediction?
Leafs in 7.
Okay.
I have a funny feeling, man.
So the Bruins are going to automatically win now. I just want to put that out there.
I'm gonna have a good playoff prediction round
We
this
should have
year,
made
boys.
him have to say that Nashville was going to win.
Yeah. honestly.
Okay, let's move over to
To the boring
next
series.
the Metro. Yeah, the New York Rangers versus the Washington Capitals.
Probably you're gonna go crazy.
Probably, what do you got here, buddy? Give it
Rangers in fucking 3, man.
to me.
That's
Yeah.
the worst series. Did you guys see their goal differential? It's like
Yeah,
minus 40.
it's
And you want to know?
hilarious.
It's
Minus 37. They're improving.
minus 37. It's like the third worst like goal differential for a team making the playoffs. And the other one was some random team. And then
Yep.
the other one was fucking some Canucks team from the 80s that was a minus 72 and
Yep.
made the playoffs.
The boys.
Um, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna go Rangers in 4. Whatever.
Fair.
Get
Yeah.
me out of here.
Kenny?
I wanted to say Rangers in 5, but I literally can't imagine Washington winning a game. I don't know, Rangers in 4. I think they play quick at some point to rest their goaltender like Igor. I really don't believe in Washington.
Hmm.
Washington maybe forfeits. I have no clue.
Yeah, let me just read out these point getters for the Rangers. Panarin, 120 points. Trocheck, 77. Kreider, 75. Fox, 73. Zibanejad, 72. That's insane, right?
Mhm.
Moving on over to Washington. We have Dylan Strome, 67. Ovechkin, 65. Carlson, 52. And then it drops to Tom Wilson, who's at 35 points.
Wow.
This series is, yeah, it's an absolute joke. I can't believe Washington got in the way they did. They're gonna like the Rangers are gonna score 56 on them. Washington's gonna be like minus 40 goal differential, and they're somehow gonna win the fucking series, boys. Washington knows how to clamp down, boys. They know how to clamp down. Look at the season series between these two. It went 2-2. It wasn't the Rangers just destroying them. Ovechkin, he's found new life in the second half of the season here. He's up to 31 goals, or he got 31 goals on the season. That's incredible. I'm going with my heart here just because I love Ovi and fuck the Rangers. Okay. Washington in 6.
I'm changing my prediction. Washington doesn't score a goal.
Okay.
I
Disrespect
just
them. See what happens.
I just want to move on to the worst series of the
yeah, I don't
first
know
round.
why we finished with this one. This is
Yeah.
This is-
Well, we got Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Islanders. Yeah, take it away, Gunny. What do you think on this one?
I think was this who it was Carolina versus Islanders last year, wasn't it?
I believe so, actually. Yeah.
Because I think I said Islanders in 6. They disappointed me.
It was yeah, last year, yeah.
But that's the whole
Boring.
thing. No one's mentioned it. No one's had a thing. That's what because I saw it on maybe Sportsnet or maybe one of the panels. They were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, Carolina versus Islanders, and no one mentioned that they played last year because no one cared. They're, like, this is such a boring series to me because I just don't like either team. Well, I
Mhm.
like Carolina, but like Gensel's pretty sick. Honestly, that pickup there makes Carolina scary. I
Freddie
wish they were playing a
Anderson.
better team than the Islanders. Oh yeah, Freddie Anderson, dear goodness gracious,
You
that
think
guy
Toronto
ground.
misses that guy?
I don't know what they put in his blood, but I'm spooked out now. All right,
Mhm.
Carolina is a very, very scary team. I think Islanders is just a very Islanders team. They've been doing the same thing for 5-6 years now. I think Carolina in 5-6. I don't really have much to say about the series though.
Brabby?
I'll go Carolina in 5. It's everything Gunny said.
Okay.
Thanks.
Ditto. No, I got this is my only sweep. Carolina in 4. I just don't think like Islanders have the guns in Barzell and Horvat, and they're fun to watch, but Dobson, Sorokin's had a pretty off
Isn't
year this year.
Dobson hurt too? Pretty sure
Is he?
Dobson's out. I think he might be. He got a pretty gruesome fucking hit in one of the
Carolina
last
in
few
3.
games.
Um,
Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
this series is just like I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to it either, but it is nice that Carolina actually has like I know they have superstars in Aho and like Svech, but Gensel's like him. Gensel's the guy.
Yeah,
Like
he's
he's been
becoming
scoring on a
hot.
crazy pace. I think it'll make Carolina games a lot more exciting, and the fans have something to cheer about. Because out of the East, I think this team's a monster, and I think this is like the year where I could see Carolina going to the Cup final.
They'll be facing off against a very scary Canuck team, so it'll be pretty good.
Yeah,
That series is
Dobson
honestly so
hasn't.
boring. I want to also mention the Rangers versus Washington.
yeah,
Jacob Trouba versus Tom Wilson.
yeah.
Both.
Ooh,
Noah
that one might
Dobson
be.
hasn't played like the last 3 games because he
Mm.
took a pretty gross hit.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
never know. They're always going to play game 1 usually, unless it's like real bad.
Well, did you see the hit?
No, who hit him?
I don't know, but it should have been a penalty, and it wasn't. It was pretty
That's
bad.
I'll take a gander after the pod at it.
Yeah, well, those are all the playoff series. Yeah, we should, we'll say our predictions on Twitter, and we'll see who wins out of it. I'm assuming I'll have a pretty bad bracket after the Washington guess, but hey, Brabby bet on Florida last year and it worked. I gotta.
That's
You
two
just wanted
completely different situations. Florida wasn't a -37 for goal differential.
That's true. That is true. Florida also doesn't have Ovechkin. Anyways, though,
Florida's not Ovechkin. I want you to compare the two teams. You're like, okay, they have Ovechkin, right? That's it. That Florida team that I picked had Barkov, Reinhart, Verhaeghe.
Brabby. It's complete.
now you're
sadness.
juicing up
Lundell.
that team.
Me?
Now you're juicing up Florida, but this year you're not believing in them.
Okay,
No.
boys.
I think there's something about just being
We'll do
an
this after
underdog.
the pod. I can yell at you more. Daddy
Yeah.
wants to get finished here.